Hello everybody, and welcome to, I believe this would be episode 12 of I Got a Fish Tank, a fish keeping journey. We are now multiple months in, I can't even remember, 4 or 5 I would say, maybe more, of having our big bow front tank. As you can see, a lot has changed. I would say mostly the aquascape, the removal of all of the fake items that were in there. And then as you can see, the substrate has also changed also. So here we have, I believe he is a German ram. And we have our Bino Kibernesis. I might be saying that incorrectly. And we also have some, they were in here swimming around in their back there. Back there we have some candy cane tetras. We also have some black neon tetras. I believe we have some fire tips. We have some, I believe they're called scissor tip fish. There's also some longfin danos, I believe they're called. There is an albino longfin pleco swimming around in here. There's around 15 or so ghost shrimp. There's some cherry shrimp. There's some fancy shrimp in here. If we peek in this log right here, well, yeah, there it is. There's one right there. We have 2 bamboo shrimp, also known as, I guess, flower shrimp. We have some mystery snails in here. And overall, like, the livestock is doing great. I've had all of these fish since they were little tiny guys, so I can see all of them evolve. I think you can even go in some of our old videos, and you can see this guy right here specifically start off really small. There's some very pretty yellow coloring on the tips of his fin that he has now, so super cool looking fish. I love him. He's actually my favorite. I had 2 of these when I first started the tank. Unfortunately, one of them passed away. Could not figure out why specifically, but I also couldn't get him out of the tank because my cleanup crew is so good. They cleaned up him before I had time. But I was in the middle of rescaping this. I'm still not done. I'm gonna be fixing it more, making it look more connected. I want more of a centerpiece, and then everything kind of goes out from there. Right now it's just kind of random, and there's lots of places for everything to hide, so that's great. But I got these things off of Amazon, and I was like, oh, I'll use them. Maybe they'll look great. I mean, they look cool. They're holding some plants. I'm sure when these get bigger, they'll look great. But I got a bunch of them. One of them shattered in my hand, so, and now I have stitches. So unfortunately, I can't be doing any aquascaping right now because both my hands are a little messed up. But, so there's that tank. Then I guess we should go to the next one that would be on the list, which would be, this is our 5.5 gallon beta tank. We got this guy on Christmas Eve. This is full of, let's see if I can get Rex's attention. Usually if I tap on my glass, yep, there he goes. So Rex is a character. We got him, he was in a cup, obviously. He looked really sad, his colors were not popping. And now he looks beautiful. Let me take this white cap off, there we go. So now he looks gorgeous. He is in here with, let's see, there is a, basically called a racing snail, racing striped snail. There's also 4 or 5 pygmy cories in here. I can't see them. There's also some fancy shrimp in here. But yeah, he's got lots of little places for him to hide. He likes to sleep. Specifically, he sleeps right here in this little crevice on the log. But yeah, we've had him since Christmas Eve of 2024, so he's a little over, I would say, a month old now. But he's doing great, his colors are popping, and he's doing fantastic. This tank, originally I seeded from that. So under here is the original gravel, and then on top of that is some aqua soil and some sand, and then underneath here is also root taps that help all of these plants grow. And I have a video or a reel, I believe, of me setting this tank up and introducing him to it. But yeah, so this tank has the same thing. Underneath here is the original colorful gravel substrate that I had, but then on top of that it's aqua soil and then sand, and then there's root taps in here along with that to, you know, keep the tank and all of these plants healthy. And then every once in a while it gets a dose of liquid fertilizer, but that's very rare. Now if we go in here, this is our shrimp tank that I have. I know it's a little dirty, so I'm sorry. But in here we have some, I thought they were cherry shrimp, but I'm not sure now. They've had some babies. There is one right there. There's a couple others in here, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to spot them right now. But yeah, so these guys are breeding in this small, this is a 1.5 gallon tank. This is just in our bathroom. I got them just so I could kind of watch them, and then they ended up having babies. So super cool. Eventually I'm probably going to transfer these guys into the newest tank, which I'll be showing you right now. Now this is a 20-gallon tank. It's about halfway filled right now. I'm still debating what specifically I want to do, if I want to fill it all the way up, if I want to get rid of this cool waterfall that I'll be showing you guys. In here we have some albino cories. There's about 3 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's some scarlet gems in here. There is a baby, there's a pygmy petricola catfish. He usually hides out in a tunnel right there, but I don't think we'll be able to find him. And then yesterday I got a beautiful, beautiful long fin albino pleco, and it's not even really, I guess, albino color. It's more or less like white, like that color. I can't seem to find it, but I will probably tag a video down below in the comments, or sorry, in the description, so you guys can see it. Yeah, so this tank is doing well also. I'm trying to debate if I'm going to be adding the shrimp from the bathroom in here. Yeah, this one's full of some fancy shrimp, so we got some blues, we got some yellows. There's also, I believe, like 15 or 20 ghost shrimp in here. There is also some Amano algae-eating shrimp. And here's a top view of it. So here's that little waterfall I have going. I'm still working on it, so it's been changed multiple times. And then I have a smaller one over here that I was working on. I just haven't gotten done with it. I was gluing it together, and then obviously I got a little sidetracked, so. And I'm saving the best for last. Well, I say best just because it's the most interesting so far, or I guess lately. Sorry for the dirtiness a little bit. I've been cleaning it, but obviously right now my hand's a little hurt, so I don't want to be putting my hand in there. So it's as clean as I can get it for now. But this is our 10-gallon saltwater tank. This one, initially I started, and it only had some, this live rock in here. And then after that, we got some soft coral. So our first one was, I believe it was this guy right here. I don't know the specific one, but I will leave it in the description down below, or I'll just put a little line right here saying the specific type it is. But it's been developing another small, I guess, polyp, maybe you'd call it, on the side here. And it's been opening up, and it looks really, really good and awesome. I believe the second one we got was over here. Unfortunately, it wasn't looking the greatest and it had passed away. But the other one that we had gotten was this GSP. Now this one is doing amazing, but as all GSP, it spreads like weed. And this one is already, I don't know if I can get a shot of it, but it's already starting to connect to the rock over here. So it's probably gonna make its way that way. Now this one right here is I believe it's called, it's a type of zoa, but it's super, super cool. It's same member of the family, it's just much bigger. This one looks super cool. Multiple, I guess, heads on it, you'd say. And then over here we have our candy cane coral. And then this is a pink flower cup coral. This one my wife picked out. It's actually the most expensive coral in the entire tank. And then down here, I'm not sure the specific name of it, but I got this coral frag. It's bigger than my fist. I got this coral frag plus live rock combo for 80. It's still adjusting, but it's fully out now. It looks beautiful. It just looks a little blurry and discolored just because I need to clean the glass slightly. But it's adjusted well. It's fully extended now, and it's already starting to grow new ones. Before, when I introduced it, it didn't have these little guys starting to come up. And now they're starting to develop, and it'll look super, super cool once it's fully, you know, I guess immersed or adapted over to its new environment. All right, we'll move over to the clownfish that keep popping up. The fact about clownfish is they all start off as males, and the more aggressive one of the, I guess, pack will become a female. And then if that one dies off, the same thing happens. The next more aggressive one will become a female. But once they become female, they cannot go back, and generally there's only one female of a bunch. So that's a really cool thing that I kind of learned. So those are our 2 clownfish. And then if we go to the back here, this light slightly, we'll get to the anemone soon. This is our skunk cleaner shrimp. His name is Harold. He is super, super cool. He is, I guess, the doctor of the saltwater tank world. So he actually cleans other fish. So in this case, I had our two clowns here. One of them has, I can't remember the specific skin problem, but some fish just have it. But so you see they come over here just like they are right now. And Harold will generally, if they have anything wrong with them, he will hop on them and he'll actually pick off, say, skin flakes, parasites, or anything like that. He'll also do the same thing to corals or anemones. He'll go over and pick off, say, if there's leftover food on them or anything like that. So he's a super, super cool addition to the tank, and I love him. And he even gives free, I think they're called manicures. So now we'll move to this anemone that I'm sure you guys saw when we were looking at Harold. Now, when I initially bought this anemone, I knew nothing about it. I will be 100% honest. All I knew was a long tentacle anemone, and after doing research, I realized that when I had bought it, it was actually bleached. So the color you're seeing now, it's actually starting to come out more, and this anemone looks way, way, way better since I initially got it. Originally, it would not put its foot in the sand, it was not healthy, it was bleached like I said, and now, every morning, it wakes up, it opens up, it's starting to develop color again, but I've been taking care of it. I mean, because it was so unhealthy, it couldn't digest food, so it was not throwing up, but anemones, I guess, spit back up undigested food, because their mouth is right in the center there. But its mouth was open 24/7, I mean, like gaping. It was not healthy at all at the fish store. So I got it. I've been doing tons of research. I've been making sure that the water parameters in this are literally perfect every single day. I have the Master Reef test kit that I've been doing, and then I also, obviously I test everything. So I'm not even done yet. I forgot we have our hermit crabs in here, so we have two of those guys, so 1 and 2. That's part of our cleanup crew. We also have a snail in here. I'm not sure the specific type, but he keeps getting thrown upside down, so let's fix him real quick. Anyway, I'm not sure if he is the type of snail that can upright himself, so whenever I see him flipped upside down, I usually fix him. And then we have our last one. I believe he's called a yellow goby, but some people have also called him a clown goby. Super, super cool looking fish. I love his characteristics. He just kind of hides out in his little coral area over here. Go back here, you can't even see him. But yeah, so he just kind of has this little coral area. He kind of hangs out near the candy cane coral and enjoys it. But yeah, overall, I've been loving the fish keeping journey. Yeah, so it's kind of cool that I've been, experiencing all these new things from the fish keeping community and, learning all of new stuff. Obviously, I'm not an expert yet, but I'm still learning. But that's just my update. Shout out to the Mexicali fish keeper, I believe he is. If not, I'll put a corrected clip in here. But he had initially started commenting on my old videos, and it kind of made me want to come back and start posting again. So I've been posting all my content on TikTok, but yeah, I'll probably start posting more here because it kind of seems like maybe people are interested in kind of the entire journey of, what's it like getting a fish tank initially? What are the troubles you're going through? Which I did post a lot of the troubles and questions I was going through, and I'm still no expert, and I probably will never be, because you learn every single day.